I need a change. You've been cold to me too many times. You're wasting money. You're a leaker. So I'm replacing you with a new Navien tankless water heater. No more cold shoulders, no more leaks. Just spa-like comfort and Navien peace of mind. And oh, I want you out today.
When you're ready for a change, ask your plumber about Navien or visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on great fall specials like glamorous diamond pendants and earrings to complete any look. Now 60% off. And get ready for cooler nights ahead with 65% off Charter Club Damask sheets and bedding. Now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Let's talk about Alex. He owns a restaurant. It's at a place at the Gallivan Center in Salt Lake City. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like a nice place to go. He was caught on video spraying a man named John in the face with a fire extinguisher because John would not stop smoking a cig near his restaurant. Wow. I guess they were arguing about Utah's smoking law that prohibits smoking within 25 feet of a business entrance, and here's audio of the whole thing.
Are you really going to spray him with a fire extinguisher?
Huh?
You're really going to spray with the fire extinguisher?
I'm cigarette out. You can't smoke right here.
Call the cops.
Call the cops. Call the cops.
Call the cops.
Can't smoke right here.
I would have thought it would sound a lot cooler.
Yeah, that
a quick little...
Yeah, see, they always have better sound effects in the movies and the TV shows.
Because they're movies.
Yeah.
Well, and also I feel like he really just kind of did a quick spray. If he would have really let it go for a while.
Oh, yeah, like you see sometimes in a big fight, you know, and they find the fire extinguisher and try to ward off the attacker with that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not a smoker. I'm not a fan of smokers. And but then this looks like a nice area on video, and the guy looks like he's wearing a pretty decent. He's got a jacket on him. He looks like a pretty, normal looking dude.
He's got a jacket and everything.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong guy. The sprayer looks like he's normal looking dude. The other dude's got the camouflage jacket on, and
it's amazing he saw him with all that, right?
Yeah. I have to say something. I mean, here's the problem. I don't know the dude who got sprayed, his situation. I don't know, but he surely doesn't dress like somebody who looks like he's got a lot going on good in his life. Am I making that judgment call? Is it a bad one? It's hard to tell. I don't know if that's fashion or if he's down on his luck. I really don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's popping tags or if he's popping pills. I'm not sure what's going on.
Wow. And the point being,
well,
it would have been okay if he's hard on his times that he sprayed him with a fire extinguisher?
Here's the problem. Here's what I'm saying. It's a problem that's going on in Seattle right now. Some of the folks who are homeless have drug and alcohol problems, and when they are high or drunk, they are really not very cool, and they go in front of businesses and cause a lot of troubles. And so that's what I'm saying. If this guy is a regular troublemaker who's smoking outside this guy's restaurant, looking like he's going to cause trouble, looking like he's high or drunk, that's bad for business. Nobody wants to see anybody get treated badly, but man, if you're a business owner, Steve, and you got all these vagrants just hanging around your joint, I have a buddy right now. His bathroom was destroyed by homeless people. They came in and it cost him thousands of dollars of damage, and he can't do anything about it. He's got to tolerate this.
I don't think this has anything to do with homeless. It sounds like the person who was filming it was his girlfriend. As soon as after that happened, they went to the hospital because he was experiencing shortness of breath. I mean, the guy looks like he's antagonizing the restaurant owner because he's smoking the cigarette. He's kind of shoving it in his face in a way, the way that he's doing. So I don't think this is a homeless situation.
If it's not a homeless situation, then why can't you just, I don't know, just go. I get, my mother-in-law is really a pain in the ass about cigarettes because she thinks the whole world's against her. And it's like, look, this is how it is now. Can you back up a couple feet? The guy just wants you not to have that cigarette smoke blowing near his restaurant. And the law is the law. Why can't you be reasonable as a cigarette smoker? That's what I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like both of them were just kind of egging each other on. Just the article that I'm reading and the conversations that they're having, obviously the guy's mad because the dude's smoking outside of his establishment. It sounds like he just hit his breaking point.
Yeah.
The other guy has every right to be mad because this dude just took a fire extinguisher and just shoved it in his face and shot it in his face.
Yeah, the restaurant owner is an idiot. There's no doubt about it.
He even says I kind of was
he's an idiot.
Out of line for doing something along those lines.
Way out of line. You just don't go do that to people with a fire extinguisher. He's lucky he's not in jail. And the cigarette smoker at most is rude. And we're just not being nice to each other, though. That's the key.
Everyone's on edge.
Yeah, why can't we resolve this peacefully? Why did it have to be fire extinguisher in the face? And why did the cigarette smoker have to get a fire extinguisher to the face? You see a guy coming out with something, I'm not going to mess with that guy. He's obviously losing it. You know what I mean, Steve? The guy's going to blow me with a fire extinguisher, as it were. I'm going to be like, dude, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm out.
Yeah, but some people want to call people on their bluffs, and that's what sounds like
God,
the dude
who
that
does that?
A lot of people. I'll be like, wait, you going to spray me in the face with a fire extinguisher? Go ahead, because they know that you're wrong for it, and he's got his girlfriend filming it, so he's probably thinking, I'm going to make this into a story.
That's not good.
Even the owner says, I say I'm not proud of my behavior. I let myself get egged on, and I overreacted. I'm a protective small business owner who has asked hundreds of people not to smoke outside of our patio in the interest of our customers. And he says, I try to be respectful and generally always get good responses. I asked him multiple times during the day to please go to a designated smoking area. And then continues to talk about how the guy kind of egged him on, but he says, I did not mean to cause any harm. And our business is committed to fighting for animal rights. And this must include other people. I'm sorry.
Oh, fighting for animal rights.
It's a vegan restaurant that he has.
Oh, it's well, geez, I can understand how cigarette
now you're mad at him?
No, not at all. No. I can understand how cigarette smoke would be a problem because usually that kind of clientele, they're not smoking and they don't want to smell that. And if it's an outdoor patio, that does affect his business. I actually can, I don't condone what he did. But this is why you got to be reasonable as a human being.
Well, yeah, don't smoke in front of a restaurant. I mean, I don't understand some people with the way that they smoke. I mean, I even saw that at the Alice in Chains show. And you're not supposed to smoke, obviously. And there's certain things that people smoke that, is not cigarettes. But also at that show, people were smoking cigarettes all around us. It got to the point where we were just like, we just left.
Yeah.
Because it was like wherever we went, there was this thick scent of cigarette smoke. And, it's not like, argue with people all night over stop smoking. It's like, it's a losing cause.
Yeah, it is.
And it's in the air.
And I tell you right now, I mean, I put this on our leaders. Our leaders are acting like idiots, and then the people are acting like idiots too. Mm-hmm. And no one's being kind to each other anymore. No one's being understanding anymore. It's like you said, Steve, people want to call a bluff. I'm not going to call your bluff. I'm going to get away from you. I don't want to escalate this.
I mean, you see in the video, the guy kind of just he kind of leans his face more towards the dude, like, go ahead and spray me. And
there's your big win. That's your big win of the day. You got a guy to spray you with a fire extinguisher because you wanted to smoke and didn't want to understand that, you're kind of ruining his business.
Some people pay extra money for that kind of experience.
Yeah, that's true. Recent poll found that the average 8-hour workday includes 2 hours and 22 minutes of pointless things that just waste time. See, I will tell you something. I've said this before. When we stop taking away, when we stop the paid lunch breaks, human beings will find a way to take a break. Mm-hmm. And this is what it's come down to. So we waste 2 hours and 22 minutes of doing things that if maybe they just gave us an hour of lunch, we would have been more productive and just have us work 7 hours a day. Instead, what do we work? We work 6 now. According to this, almost only 6.5 hours of productive work. Used to be we did 7.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've been saying for the longest time. And companies, seriously.
Makes you just want to spray them in the face with a fire extinguisher.
One is the favorite thing that Rev loves, and that is you spend a half hour a day on average to get technology to work.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love technology.
I thought you were going to say how much time he spends in the bathroom.
Yeah. He loves that.
And tries to say that that's him working.
Yeah. It is me working. I'm on my phone most of the time.
Almost half of us say what I have been saying for many, many years. That our company's tech is outdated.
Oh yeah,
I've said that for years. The joke is I don't come in because I do all my work at home because the company never. I don't believe the
You're a
company.
high-tech man.
Yeah, I don't think the company will ever provide me with what I believe is necessary. Whether or not
high-tech needs.
Yeah, if I'm high maintenance, high tech, or are we just antiquated? I have no idea. I really can't answer that question. But it is frustrating when you sit and wait and sit and wait, and it's a morale killer for me. It's just like I want to get a fire extinguisher.
We have dial-up and we use cassettes. It's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. But my Commodore 64 keeps heating up and then just doesn't work. Yeah. How about this, Steve? The one you love most?
Meetings.
Yeah, baby.
Knew it.
Yeah.
I got to give credit to Sergeant Hair Club though. He's the best because he knows how much I think he equally hates meetings, but obviously in his position he's stuck having a lot of meetings because he's the boss. But he is very picky about like meetings. There are times when I come in for a meeting, and he's like, you know, you don't really need to be here. I know you hate meetings, and I'm just like, you're the greatest person in the world.
Oh yeah,
you tell me I can leave.
That's the best thing he ever did for me, because I would fight at meetings, because if you're going to make me sit here for 30 minutes and then you're going to be stupid, I'm going to point out how stupid you are, and then the meeting goes for like 90 minutes.
And on the flip side, Castle likes to have me in meetings because then he'll always film me and put it on social media as I'm nodding off.
Yeah, you do sleep at meetings. They don't give you popcorn. It's not a fair fight for you.
I agree. Thank you for understanding.
Yeah, it's totally shooting fish in a barrel. Put Steve in a meeting. Don't give him anything like a fidget spinner or food or something, and forget it. He's done.
Yeah, if the meeting is at noon or later, unless you're providing food, there's a very good chance I'm going to nod off.
And you know what? You got science on your side. Don't forget that brain book guy said that's the worst time to have any kind of meetings or be productive. Between noon and 3, people just get tired. The brain's done.
I say noon and 6.
Oh, for you, noon
yes.
and 6? All right. You know, good for you. You're a special case. So we waste our times with bad technology. That's about a half-hour day. A half-hour day of pointless meetings. And now we're ready for this. You guys remember this, of course, the TPS reports. A half-hour doing that. Pointless paperwork.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yes, sir.
What the hell is TPS?
Thank you. I don't know either.
You don't know either?
When do I have to do a TPS report?
Oh, my
in the 20 years I've worked in radio.
Oh, it's from the movie Office Space.
Yeah, it's from Office Space.
So it's an iconic line from Office Space.
Remember when Bill Lumberg comes in and says,
I'm going to have you stay back for some TPS reports.
What does it stand for?
Do you really want to know?
Go ahead, do it.
Okay, it's a testing procedure specification. It's a document used by quality assurance groups or individuals, particularly in software engineering, that describes the testing procedures and the testing process.
Danny and Vicky, please tell me at least you saw the movie Office Space.
I've seen it.
Okay,
Never seen it.
Oh, my God.
My dad loves it.
If I could go back in time, Rev, I would have answered your question. No, I do not want to hear.
Yeah, I mean...
Is Office Space that old? Is it like 2001, 2004?
Oh my gosh,
Is it in that neighborhood?
Well, I've seen it, and I don't remember most of the damn movie anymore, except the red stapler.
Jennifer Aniston was in it.
1999.
Yep, and it holds up.
Ooh, and when they beat up the printer.
Yeah.
You see load letter? What does that even mean?
I know. It's such a good movie. Well, at least I think it is.
I do, too.
Danny, you got to watch that movie. You might like it.
I'm good. You might like it.
I
That's
don't
not
know.
a good sell.
Danny,
That's not a good sell. You got to be confident, Danny. You're gonna love that freaking film. In fact, I think your life is not right until you see it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, he already knows you said he might like it.
Oh, so I ruined it. Is what you're saying?
I do think you did.
I think it's one of those movies you watch as a younger person and realize, oh, that's where that meme came from.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of memes that stem from that movie.
I still feel like it's applicable today. Like all the crap that you go through and basically in the office is the same crap.
Danny, have you seen Waiting?
No.
Oh.
Is that the one with Dane Cook?
That's more...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to think, like, these were all movies that kind of fell in the same genre of, like...
Yeah.
Like memorable films that a lot of people watch over movies that I see on Comedy Central all the time.
Waiting came out in 2005. It's still 14 years old.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
You're talking about an entire generation of movies that really, maybe like younger generation Xers or I should say old Xers and young millennials might have seen at the time.
And another texter says Jennifer Aniston gives the sexiest middle finger in that movie.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that sexy. I'll have to go back and watch that.
I think he's instantly Googling.
There's a lot of effort.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay. Also, with that, what we do at work, 24 minutes of other random tasks that we don't really need to do. So we are really here. We're adding up to 2 hours and 22 minutes of pointless things that you're doing. Meetings, paperwork, bad equipment, tasks you don't really need to do. And then finally, the social aspect of work, which I feel like, even though you're wasting time, I feel like it's valuable and this is what sucks. If you feel like you can't get your work done, but you can't be sociable, I don't know if that's a good for your life. And of course, that's chatting up your coworkers. About a half hour we waste on that.
I'm not in that category.
You don't care?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk to people. I'm not like anti talking. Like if I'm in the kitchen and someone wants to have a conversation, I'm down to talk, but I'm not seeking out conversation with coworkers. I'm sorry. Like this is work. Yeah. And I love you guys, and I do enough socializing with you guys in this room when the commercials and the songs, so it's not like as if I'm missing out on having conversation with you guys. But yeah, some coworkers, they seem like really nice people, but I don't really care. Like I want to go home. I'd rather go home than talk to them. I got friends. I know that sounds awful, but you know, so you guys all joke about like when Rev said he took a question from the front desk.
Yeah,
and apparently Leslie and Brian from our station that work here, they were laughing in their car because they're like, yeah, Steve never would even think to stop at the front desk to read a trivia question.
Yeah, I know this. Yeah,
and
he's out.
And Veronica works really hard on those questions.
That's great, and it makes other people happy.
And you know
what makes me happy?
Part of socializing, and she gives you M&Ms and everything. I mean, she's the best.
You can just take those M&Ms.
Yeah. But that makes you happy. What makes me happy is that moment when I'm grabbing that door and I say, "Bye, Veronica." Because I know my day is done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And she says, have a good day. And I'm like, this is the interaction I want.
That's what you want. You want people to say goodbye as you're out the door.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Wendy Williams, who, God, she is such a New Yorker. I watched the show, and it's like she's just got that New York attitude.
You watch the show?
Every once in a while, my wife's got it on, and I just watch and see what Wendy's doing.
She used to be, it on the wife who lives in California.
That's the only time I ever see it.
All right, fine.
Yeah, and you know, she's a former radio person, so I think it's cool that she's done good, got on TV, and become a national celebrity. I think that's good for our business.
And watch American Idol while you're at it, then, too.
Who says I haven't watched that from time to time? You know, I mean, come on.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, Carson Daly, the same thing. I'm always good. When someone does good in our business, you know, Bobby Bones, I'm there for it, man.
Look at you. You're supporting people.
Yeah, these are our boys and girls that have done well and gone on and become guys. But Wendy, well, you know, she did, and I don't blame her because she's been doing this a long time. And she got a little snippy when an audience member's phone went off during her show.
I'm sure Jen gets it. And you know what? She probably didn't. Somebody phone on? Yeah. Get out. Get out. Turn that phone off now. Sir, ma'am, whoever you are. Just please, kindly, the tickets are free, but when you come here, you must turn your phones off. I was being overdramatic, but kindly please turn your phone off. Thank you.
Dude, you watched the video, and she caught herself. You can tell she poked fun at herself. Like, there was a moment of clarity, like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
But there was a moment when she first said get out and everyone was laughing. She wasn't joking.
No, she wasn't. She was
pissed.
You know, and she's old school. I mean, you know, I gather she's had some, you know, cosmetic whatever done, but I think she's close to my age. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so our demographic is like, we didn't have to deal with this. You know, nobody, you know, you used to do live performances. You never had to worry about phones going off and everything. And so, you know, she's probably like, this is a professional TV set for come on.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah, she is 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. She looks amazing for her age.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
She and I obviously don't go to the same cosmetic people.
You know, my favorite, when it comes to like interruptions with the phone, if you do yourself a favor and just go on YouTube and look up John Tortorella. He's an NHL hockey coach.
Oh, yeah?
He used to be the coach for the Canucks and also the New York Rangers. And those are the ones where I remember the most because he was really at his like... He was just at his prime when he was coaching both of those teams when it comes to how he handled the media. He's chilled out, I think, a little bit over time, but he's still a little cranky. But if somebody's phone went off, he would just point them out and go off on them. Sometimes he'd just be like, answer your phone. Answer your phone. It's interrupting me in the middle of my press conference. Go ahead and answer your phone. Doesn't even matter if his team won. He'd be pissed at a reporter if their cell phone goes off. He even answered somebody's phone once.
Oh, did he?
And like hung up on the person or something like that.
Oh, man. These coaches, you know, it's. I don't know how many coaches actually look forward to doing press conferences. I got to be thinking it's a very low percentage,
especially when your team loses.
Yeah, and then you put up with that. So anything that's going to already, you know, piss you off, right, in a mood that's already started pretty much in pissed off territory.
So he's probably thinking, I can't really go off on my team. I mean, he does, but he hasn't, you know, to the extent that probably he wants to. Oh, but there's a phone going off. I'm going to take out all my hostility on that person.
Every once in a while, you see Pete Carroll do that. I mean, he's very professional, does what he does, answers all the questions. But sometimes if somebody, I don't know, if they're trying to bro down or ask, I remember somebody asked him about the football that hit him in the face, and he was just like, you know, believe me, I'm fine. Are you kidding me? I could take a lot more than this. And you realize that Pete's just like, what do you think? I'm a loser? You think I think Pete it really probably has pride at his physical condition and his toughness. And if anybody ever like questions that in any way, shape, or form, especially as he gets closer to 70, I think that's where you'll get Pete going off the deep end. And I love it. I love watching that. Yeah. Because you know that these guys don't want to be there anyway.
I love when, like, you could tell when a coach or even a player, but mainly a coach, because they seem to handle it a little differently. And you can just see that they're just sick of being asked the same exact question, but in different ways over and over. And it's like, all right, yeah, okay, I just answered that question. Were you not listening?
Yeah.
I would be so annoyed with reporters.
Well, dude, when you think about, I mean, this is, and it really sucks because, look, we have our buddy Mitch, Mitch Levy, who comes on after every Seahawks game. And we know their job is they're trying to get all the information, but either they want information that the coach doesn't want to give because it might give teams an edge when it comes to injuries, or they want to talk drama, which, again, is something they don't want to talk about because they're trying to get it out of the locker room anyway, even if it happened.
Yep.
There's really nothing that reporters can ask that isn't already pissing them off because it usually is one of those two subjects.
There's no winning.
No, there isn't.
On both ends.
Which is why, I mean, when Luke Wilson, and we'll get him in because, I mean, since he's joined the team, their schedule's been insane where he's had to go East Coast and this and Thursday Night Football. But Luke always liked this because we just, we didn't really know. We didn't know enough to be able to ask those questions. We just let him, talked about hippie stuff and he loved it.
Yeah, I think at times he even wondered if we even knew who he was and what he played for because he was just like, I'm not even talking about football here.
Yeah, I know. He was like, that's really great. I mean, he says, because it's, like you said, it's all they ever get asked is those same questions, man. According to a new survey, good old farmers say, and this is something that, Steve, now I understand why we don't get it. We live in the city.
City folks just don't get it.
Turns out these farmers do know something. They have sex, and more often than people with any other job. Farmers have more sex than people in other professions.
Nice. Does it matter what you're farming?
Well, they're farming for gold is what they're farming, sir. Yeah.
Booty farmers.
Dude, 1 in 3, okay? 33% of farmers say that they have sex daily. Are you kidding me?
I like how that's a shock, though.
It is.
Good for them.
I mean, that shocks the hell out of me. I don't know if anybody's got that success rate.
I mean, not to be disrespectful, but I have an aunt and an uncle who are farmers, and they have 5 kids. So that should kind of tell you something.
I guess when you think about it, what else do you do out there?
I know, they're very religious.
You're working hard. You're getting that natural air.
Get that good sweat going.
You're probably doing a lot of natural stuff in the body that makes people just like dig life and care. And I know from when I did my men's weekend, they took us out and we were at the state parks that I've never been to, and the trees were amazing and it was gorgeous. I felt
you
really
wanted to get it on with Danny, didn't you?
I did, but Danny wasn't there.
I wasn't there this time.
If he was there, Danny and I would have got busy.
You guys would have been farming.
Wow. So we have the top 6 jobs. I'm going to see if you guys
can
pick.
City folks really don't get it.
No, we really don't get it. We don't get it. Oh,
they're plowing the fields.
Yeah. I guess so. When you think about it, of course they can plow. Yeah. All right. So we know that farmers are the number 1 job for having the most sex. What do you think the other top 5 jobs are? Okay. What do you think? Teachers. Dude, good job. They're number 5.
Wow, good job. Yeah,
I would sometimes not with the right people that they should be having sex with, but
well, the majority of teachers are women, so something about maybe because they're around kids and they're doing good for humanity, maybe that makes them feel good about themselves and they come home in a good mood. Maybe that's it.
I think sometimes they're not going home to get that sex, though.
Well,
you read those stories.
Listen, that could have been you, but it wasn't. Somebody else was lucky. It wasn't you. Okay, you weren't the lucky student, buddy.
No, I always wanted to be.
It's funny, like when you get to a certain age.
Look at his face. He's so disappointed.
He's so sad, yeah.
He's so sad.
That's like one of life's greatest regrets.
Oh, yeah?
There's the time that I think a teacher was trying to put the moves on me.
And you didn't do it.
I didn't pick up on what she was throwing down.
Oh, man.
I was just too clueless.
Yeah.
But looking back, she gave me her number and wanted to see my band play.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't my teacher. But she was a teacher for kids and in high school, or was it junior high? It could have been junior high. No, it was high school. It wasn't that crazy. We helped tutor kids at this elementary school, and she was one of the teachers, and she was really into the idea of me playing music. Yeah, it had to be high school because I was in a band. That was when I was in a band. And she's like, here's my number. Let me know when your band plays.
Whoa.
I never did anything with it.
Oh man.
Irene.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Poor Irene. She missed out on this, and I missed out on her.
Well, you did her a favor. Let's just
I probably
say that.
did.
Yeah.
She kept her job.
Yeah. And
dignity.
And she didn't have to have action with you. Yeah. Job and dignity is really important.
She won out on that.
She really did. Yeah.
I'm the only one with regret.
Yeah, you are.
One of the interesting things about being in my age group is I have a lot of friends or family members that have become teachers, and they're the ones that know how to throw down. They know how to party. They know how to drink. And it makes me wonder how many of my elementary school teachers, because all these are like kindergarten teachers, were doing the same thing on the weekends, being completely ratchet, and then come home or come to school on Monday. Oh, sweetie, what? Like, we're going to learn, the alphabet.
Maybe because they have to be so pristine for most of their life that they're just ready to bust out.
They need a release.
Dealing with all those little kids, they need to drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got farmers at number 1, teachers at number 5. Can you guys round out the top 5? What do you think?
Park Ranger.
Park Ranger.
Hey,
no.
boo-boo.
No, sorry about that.
Oh, I know. Lawyers.
Lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
Now, look at you, dude. Number 4. You're on fire today.
Steve.
Usually you have no idea about these
It's all
things.
anecdotal, because I had a friend who was a lawyer, and him and all of his lawyer friends would just get wasted and bang all the time.
Really?
To
Yeah.
each other? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, lawyers
They
definitely
love to drink.
are
I
the
mean,
people in power of our
in
society.
general.
Yeah.
Lawyers
And
like to drink.
It's an aphrodisiac.
What I'm just thinking here is Steve knows all of these because these seem to be along the lines of themes that you would find as thumbnails
Yes.
on certain websites.
Okay.
How about nurses then?
Babysitters, how are they doing?
No babysitters on this list.
Service industry.
Service
Restaurant,
industry.
Waitresses.
Well,
bartenders.
I will tell you this. Not everybody, Steve, but this one is very, very interesting.
Busboys.
Busboys. Who the hell's having sex with a
Dishwashers.
busboy and
The
a dishwasher?
dishwashers.
Oh, the dishwashers are having sex with the busboy.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that. You got to stay within your own class. I see what you're saying. No, how about this? The only ones that would be considered service industry would be hairdressers. And
I don't know that.
BJ, do you want to tell us something?
Oh, yeah, BJ.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I wonder, how many guys and girls are getting it on. I would imagine, look, if you're a female hairdresser, you're there, you're massaging the guy's scalp, you're doing whatever. I would imagine that, anytime you want, you could probably have sex.
Running your fingers through their hair.
Yeah.
Dear Penthouse, I never thought this would happen to me.
But the dude hairdressers, that's very interesting. I mean, they are kind of therapists for a lot of women. So if you're a heterosexual hairdresser, I bet you probably are having a lot of action.
I did have a hairdresser once say that dude hairdressers get a lot more action because the older women sometimes, their husbands may no longer be in the picture, or they're just not having as much action anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just like the simple act of physical touch. It's like, whoo, gets it going for them.
How about that? See
That was
that?
me being PG.
Okay, nice. And finally, this is really interesting. I'm surprised, but now I'm going to look at the people that work for our company a lot differently.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Production directors.
Production.
Thinking anyone specific there?
Jason, he's a handsome man.
He is, yeah.
He's got a nice beard.
Okay.
Just got a haircut.
I mean, when listen.
He's a Cubs fan. I'll let that slide. But
Yeah.
other than that.
You know what? You were on fire. Now you're back to being yourself
Damn it.
again. Yeah.
Now I'm ice cold?
Yeah, you're ice cold.
It's got to be sales.
There we go. That's, you guys know.
Why are you surprised with that, BJ?
Right?
Yeah.
You got to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
I know, and I really.
You guys all watch too much television.
Well, it's in the thing. It's the top 5.
That might be like they are, but I don't think they're banging to close deals.
They're getting the most sex, is all we're saying.
They
But not
wine
the-
and dine. They
Yeah.
might find their client hot. You never know.
Yeah, Steve, what about, I think about the real estate business. Now, granted, I've seen these only on TV, but the realtors have sex on TV.
Oh, those thumbnails are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
not believable.
Yeah.
Like no real estate agent's wearing that.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back. but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.